Amidst the fiery ruins of downtown, Natalie clutches James's hand, sprinting across the shattered streets. The guttural howls of the infected echo ominously behind them, fueling their desperate flight. Natalie shouts, "Don't stop." Her backpack, laden with survival gear, thuds against her back with each stride. In the narrow alley, Natalie and James scramble for cover, their hearts pounding against the walls. Natalie, determined, shoves a heavy dumpster, sealing off their pursuers with a resounding thud. James collapses against the grimy wall, gasping for air as Natalie kneels, offering him water and reassurance. "Good job, kid." James, though shaken, retorts, "I'm not scared. I just don't want to die today." Natalie, her voice firm, vows, "You won't. Not with me." Natalie, with desperate strength, heaves a crowbar, ripping open the pharmacy's gate with a horrifying screech. A terrifying snarl erupts as Natalie steps into the darkness, instantly raising her pistol, her grip white-knuckled. 2 shots ring out in the night. Bang, bang. The infected falls, blood splattering Natalie's jeans. "You okay?" Natalie asks, ruffling James's hair, a gesture of reassurance amidst the chaos. Inside the pharmacy, Natalie and others gather essential supplies. They secure their haul, a crucial step for survival. Natalie prepares to mark the pharmacy, a silent warning. With deliberate strokes, Natalie spray paints a bold red X on the building's exterior. The red X stands out starkly, a clear warning to anyone approaching. Natalie's voice is firm, a warning for others. Natalie and James transform a weathered auto shop into a fortress against the unknown. Discarded car hoods are repurposed as makeshift barricades, reinforcing the perimeter. Heavy chains secure the doors, a stark reminder of the dangers lurking outside. In the back room, old tires become a makeshift bed, a small comfort amidst the chaos. In the dimly lit auto shop, James hunches over a rough table, consumed by the intricate maps that detail their scavenged zones. Natalie stands opposite him, a worn knife glinting in her hand, ready to impart crucial survival skills. With focused intensity, Natalie demonstrates the art of wielding the knife, moving silently and discerning the living dead from the reanimated. Natalie shows James how to distinguish between the lifeless dead and the reanimated turned. Sunlight floods the auto shop, dust motes dancing in the air, as Natalie confronts James with a piercing gaze. Nathalie demande. "Rule 1, James responds, his voice firm. "Stay low, stay quiet, never go alone." Natalie persists. "Rule 2, James retorts with unwavering resolve. "Headshots only." Natalie's final question hangs in the air. "Rule 3, James concludes solemnly. "We survive. Together." Under the harsh morning light, Marcus appears, a solitary figure staggering toward the auto shop gate. His clothes are marred with blood, each stain a stark testament to his desperate plight. His breath comes in ragged gasps, each one a struggle against the pain searing through him. His face, a canvas of desperation, reflects the torment of a father pushed to the brink. With a voice choked with pain and urgency, Marcus pleads, "Please, I need help. I have a kid too." Natalie slowly lowers her gun, her face etched with conflicting emotions. James steps out from behind the barricade, his presence a stark contrast to the tense atmosphere. Natalie hesitates, her expression a battleground of concern and resolve. James, ever the optimist, still believes in the inherent good in people. With a sigh, Natalie steels herself, her decision made. Natalie opens the gate, as James says, "Let him in." Under the buzzing fluorescent lights of the auto shop, long shadows stretch across the scene. Marcus extends a USB drive towards Natalie, a glimmer of hope in his eyes. Marcus speaks with conviction. "CDC facility up north," he says. "There's a chance, maybe even a cure." Natalie gazes towards the night sky, a mix of determination and longing in her eyes. Natalie affirms their course. "Then that's where we go." Natalie and James venture into the desolate city outskirts, their figures stark against the backdrop of decay. Amidst the debris, an old, rusty pickup truck emerges from the overgrowth, a relic of forgotten times. They approach, their hopes momentarily lifted, only to find the vehicle beyond repair. The truck stands as a silent testament to the city's decline, its rusted frame a symbol of lost hope. Inside the auto shop, Natalie fights with a stubborn bolt, grime streaking her face as she strains against the wrench. James stands guard near the boarded windows, his rifle raised, the relentless scratching of the infected heightening the tension. The incessant scratching and clawing echoes through the shop, each sound a chilling reminder of the danger outside. Natalie pauses, her anxiety palpable, as another wave of scratching assaults the barricades. Natalie and James embark on their journey, the repaired truck pointed towards the beckoning horizon. James settles into the passenger seat, his gaze fixed on the endless road unfolding before them. The auto shop fades into the distance, a symbol of challenges overcome. The truck accelerates, leaving behind the remnants of civilization. The open road stretches out before them, a ribbon of possibility under the vast sky. In the heart of the forest, a broken-down truck sputters its last, smoke rising like a ghostly shroud. Natalie and James stand defeated beside their immobile vehicle, their faces mirroring frustration and despair. The dense forest rises around them, an imposing fortress of green, isolating them in its vastness. Natalie and James exchange a look of quiet desperation, the enormity of their predicament sinking in. From the forest embrace, a band of survivors emerges, their expressions guarded. Their eyes dart around, taking in every detail of the scene, their vigilance a shield against the unknown. The air crackles with unspoken tension as the survivors assess their surroundings, their bodies tense and ready. Uncertainty clouds their faces as they meet the gaze of others, suspicion weaving through the silence. The weight of unspoken questions hangs heavy, their cautious stance betraying the depth of their unease. In the heart of the forest, Natalie and James exchange glances, assessing the gathered survivors. The survivors, faces lined with fear, begin to share ominous warnings of an approaching threat. Whispers of a massive horde fill the air, casting a pall of dread over the forest clearing. Natalie and James listen intently, absorbing the gravity of the survivors' dire predictions. The weight of the impending danger settles upon Natalie and James, their resolve hardening with each word. As the sun filters through the trees, the forest holds its breath, awaiting the arrival of the unknown horror. Under the cloak of night, Natalie and James tread cautiously on a deserted highway, their figures stark against the silent backdrop. Abandoned cars stand as ghostly sentinels, monuments to a world consumed by silence and desolation. An unsettling stillness blankets the air, heavy with dread, as they move deeper into the desolate expanse. The quiet is shattered by distant guttural moans, a chilling reminder of the lurking infected. James's hand instinctively reaches for his weapon, his eyes darting into the shadows, ready to confront the unseen threat. Together, they press on, their determination fueled by the need to survive in this haunting, empty world. An abandoned gas station looms against the night, a stark silhouette under a canopy of stars. Headlights slice through the darkness as the vehicle grinds to a halt, its occupants ready to scavenge. Amidst the decay, they search for fuel and supplies, hope flickering in their eyes. A tattered map reveals a faded X, a potential shortcut to salvation. Under the gas station's flickering lights, Natalie and James cautiously search for supplies. A terrifying growl shatters the silence as a horde of the infected appears, their vacant eyes set on the living. Natalie and James fight back fiercely, swinging a crowbar and thrusting a makeshift spear against the relentless onslaught. In the brutal chaos, one of the infected lunges, sinking its teeth into James's arm. Under the stark lights of the gas station, Natalie's focused movements underscore the urgency of their situation. Natalie wraps the bandage around James's wound. Each wrap is a desperate act against the inevitable infection. The fluorescent lights cast long shadows, amplifying the tension between them. Her hands move with fierce resolve, a silent promise to fight the darkness creeping in. Under the unforgiving sun, Natalie and James trudge along the desolate road, their figures small against the vast emptiness. James falters, his face a mask of exhaustion as he leans heavily on Natalie, his voice a mere whisper. I can't go any further, Natalie." Natalie's resolve hardens, her eyes reflecting steely determination as she urges him forward. "We have to, James. We're almost there. I can feel it." Despair clouds James's face as he questions their futile journey. "Almost where? We've been walking for days. There's nothing out here." Natalie's voice rises, a desperate plea against the encroaching darkness. "Don't say that. We have to keep believing. We have to keep moving. James succumbs to despair, his words heavy with resignation. What's the point? We're just going to die out here. At the riverbank, Natalie and James find a small, worn boat resting on the muddy shore. With a confident smile, Natalie gestures towards the boat, ready for adventure. Natalie announces, "All right, time for your first rowing lesson." The gentle river awaits, promising a day of lessons and laughter. The group wades into the river, the water reflecting the bright sky above. Ripples disturb the water's calm surface, an unseen threat lurking beneath. Suddenly, the water erupts as infected emerge, their forms grotesque and menacing. Chaos ensues as the group struggles against the infected, desperate to escape the river's grasp. One of the infected lunges, its decaying hand reaching out to seize its prey. The battle intensifies as the group fights for survival, the river turning into a scene of horror. They emerge from the river, their bodies marked by struggle. Exhaustion weighs heavily on their faces as they reach the riverbank. Each breath is a visible effort, their bodies trembling with fatigue. The riverbank offers little comfort, their ordeal far from over. Scars and bruises tell silent stories of their desperate fight for survival. Despite the pain, a flicker of relief crosses their faces as they make it to the other side. Against the backdrop of a desolate farm, weathered structures stand as silent sentinels of time. Weary, they pause, seeking solace in the ruins of a forgotten homestead. Hope flickers as they venture into the dilapidated farmhouse, their eyes scanning for signs of salvation. Beneath a loose floorboard, a hidden cellar reveals itself, promising forgotten treasures. Descending into the darkness, they discover rows of canned food, a forgotten bounty from a bygone era. In the heart of desolation, they find sustenance, a testament to survival against all odds. In the dim light of the cellar, dust motes swirl around Natalie and James, their faces etched with worry. A meager meal sits between them, a stark reminder of their desperate circumstances. James coughs, the sound echoing through the confined space. His face is flushed, eyes too bright with fever, a silent alarm for Natalie. Natalie watches James, her heart heavy with fear and helplessness. The silence returns, broken only by James's shallow breaths and the weight of their shared dread. Under the cloak of night, Natalie stands vigilant outside the farmhouse, a lone sentinel amidst the hushed sounds of the surrounding farm. The farmhouse looms quietly behind her, a beacon of fragile safety in the encompassing darkness. Each rustle of leaves and distant animal call sharpens her focus, as she remains alert to any sign of approaching threat. The stillness of the night is a deceptive mask, hiding unknown dangers that could emerge at any moment. She is the protector, the unwavering shield against the unseen, her presence a silent promise of safety. The fate of those inside rests on her vigilance, her ears attuned to the whispers of the night. In the dim farmhouse bedroom, James writhes in the throes of a nightmare. His face contorts in a silent scream, a grimace of unseen horrors. Muffled cries escape his lips as he battles the demons of his dream. Natalie sits beside him, her face etched with concern as she watches his torment. Gently, Natalie reaches out, her touch a lifeline in the darkness. "James, wake up. It's just a dream." Her voice, soft yet firm, cuts through the veil of his nightmare, beckoning him back to reality. Under the relentless sun, their journey continues, each step a testament to their resilience. James struggles, his body weary, his determination unwavering. Natalie's unwavering support becomes his strength, a silent promise of hope. The road stretches endlessly before them, a metaphor for the trials they face. With each step, their bond deepens, forged in the crucible of shared hardship. Despite the pain and exhaustion, they press on, driven by an indomitable spirit. At the edge of a small town, a car grinds to an abrupt halt, its journey ending at the threshold of silence. Buildings stand as hollow sentinels, their windows like vacant eyes staring into nothingness. The horrifying truth emerges. The streets swarm with the infected, a grotesque mockery of life. They shamble and moan, a grotesque parody of life. Inside the dilapidated town building, survivors huddle together, their figures shrouded in shadow. Dust motes dance in the dim light, the scent of decay heavy in the air. The crumbling walls offer little solace as the relentless horde advances. The moans and shuffling of the undead serve as a constant, unnerving reminder of the danger. Each creak of the building, each distant groan, tightens the knot of fear in their stomachs. They brace themselves, the weight of survival pressing down on them as the horde closes in. Under the cloak of night, Natalie moves stealthily down the desolate street, her soft footsteps echoing in the stillness. Her eyes dot around warily, ensuring she remains unseen in the shadows. Suddenly, the looming figures of looters emerge from the darkness, their intentions masked by the dim light. The looters stand as a formidable obstacle, their presence a direct threat to Natalie's desperate mission. Under the cloak of night, Natalie stands as the solitary guardian, her gaze unwavering against the encroaching shadows of looters. Her resolve hardens, each breath a silent vow to defend her precious supplies from the chaos that threatens to engulf them. The air crackles with tension as Natalie prepares to confront the looters, her stance a challenge against the advancing threat. Natalie's determination burns brighter than any torch, a beacon of defiance in the heart of a lawless night. Natalie bursts back into the room, a small bag clutched tightly in her hand. She kneels urgently beside James, her brow furrowed with worry. James lies still, his face flushed with fever, his breathing shallow and labored. Despite Natalie's desperate efforts, the relentless fever refuses to break. The contents of the bag rustle softly as she opens it, a desperate attempt to alleviate his suffering. Natalie and James sprint through the town's tight alleyways, their terror painting a stark picture of impending doom. The relentless horde closes in, their shuffling footsteps building a symphony of dread. Echoes of the horde's advance bounce off the buildings, amplifying the desperation. The air grows heavy with dread as Natalie and James desperately search for escape. The swarm of the horde encroaches, threatening to engulf them in a nightmare. At the base of imposing mountains, they arrive, their figures dwarfed by the monumental landscape. Eyes dart across the rough terrain, each searching for a path that promises safety. The towering peaks cast long shadows, creating an atmosphere thick with anticipation. As they look around, the quest for passage becomes a silent, shared determination. Two figures begin their arduous trek up a steep mountain trail under the vast sky. The mountain looms large, its peak shrouded in mist, as the pair continues their ascent. Each step is a battle against the thinning air, the crunch of gravel a constant reminder of the treacherous path. The higher they climb, the more challenging the terrain becomes, testing their resolve and endurance. The figures push onward, driven by an unseen goal, their determination etched on their faces. A mountain cave becomes a sanctuary as a fierce storm unleashes its fury. Against the onslaught of wind and rain, figures emerge, seeking shelter in the mountainside. They find respite in the dark opening, a promise of safety from the raging tempest. Inside the cave, shadows dance as they catch their breath, the storm a distant roar. The cave offers a sanctuary, a moment of calm amidst the storm's relentless rage. In the heart of a mountain cave, a small fire casts dancing shadows on the damp walls, illuminating a scene of quiet concern. Natalie kneels beside James, her brow furrowed as she tends to him with gentle care. James shivers, wrapped in a thick blanket, his breath shallow and uneven, betraying a hidden struggle. Weakly, James speaks, his voice barely a whisper. I haven't been honest with you, Natalie. There are things I need to tell you about my past. They arrive at the mountain peak, each breath a visible cloud in the frigid air. The CDC facility rises in the distance, an imposing figure against the skyline. The cold air bites, a stark reminder of the isolation and danger that surrounds them. The mountain peak offers no comfort, only a chilling view of the task ahead. Against the majestic backdrop of the mountain slope, they begin their descent, their figures appearing diminutive in the expansive terrain. Each step tests their resolve as they navigate the challenging, unforgiving terrain. The mountain's immensity mirrors their struggle. The wind whips around them as they continue. The vast landscape tests their strength. Despite the challenges, they persevere, descending further into the wild expanse. In the dense, sun-dappled forest, Natalie and her companion move wearily through the tangled undergrowth. The tranquility shatters as a chorus of menacing snarls and growls erupts from the surrounding trees. Natalie's eyes widen with sudden alarm. With swift resolve, Natalie draws a hunting knife from her belt, its blade glinting ominously in the dim light. She positions herself defensively, a protective barrier between the wild dogs and her vulnerable companion. Natalie stands ready, her stance firm, prepared to confront the imminent threat. The CDC facility emerges from the darkness, an imposing silhouette against the night sky. A formidable fence, crowned with razor wire, stands as the first line of defense. Under the glare of floodlights, armed guards patrol with unwavering vigilance. Their shadows dance ominously on the ground, a constant reminder of the stakes. The air crackles with tension, a silent promise of unwavering security. Under the cloak of night, Natalie and James find themselves dwarfed by the imposing fence of the CDC facility, the air thick with unspoken tension. The shadows deepen around them as they press closer, their expressions hardening with resolve. With determined eyes, they study the perimeter, their grim determination etched against the backdrop of the looming structure. The high fence of the CDC facility stands as a silent sentinel, its presence amplifying the gravity of their mission. In the dim light, their faces reveal the weight of the task ahead, their shared grimness a stark testament to the stakes. Figures lurk in the darkness beyond the CDC fence. They move with precision, orchestrating a calculated distraction. The figures are running, creating chaos to pull the guards away. Guards respond, their focus shifting toward the orchestrated spectacle. The diversion unfolds, cleverly masking the group's true intentions. As attention divers, shadows conceal a more significant move. Under the cloak of night, Natalie and James approach the imposing fence of the CDC facility. Their silhouettes stand out against the night sky as they begin their ascent. Reaching the top, they pause, taking a final look before breaching the perimeter. With practiced precision, Natalie and James drop silently onto the facility grounds, disappearing into the shadows. The corridors stretch endlessly, swallowed by shadows and silence. Each step echoes eerily in the deserted CDC facility. The darkness seems to watch them, patient and all-consuming. A sense of isolation permeates the air, heavy and suffocating. They push forward, their determination a fragile flame against the encroaching darkness. The facility looms around them, a silent testament to unseen threats. Under the sterile, humming lights of the CDC lab, shadows stretch long and distorted across steel tables. The beam of a flashlight dances erratically, revealing a chaotic array of vials and beakers. The air is heavy, a mix of disinfectant and an unsettling, acrid scent. Scattered research notes hint at frantic, unfinished experiments. The lab stands as a silent testament to unseen efforts, filled with untold secrets. In the sterile, brightly lit lab, screens flicker with vital data as DR. Emily Carter and Agent Mark Johnson confront the haunted DR, David Lee. Dr. David Lee, his eyes reflecting a deep-seated torment, prepares to reveal a dark secret. The weight of truth hangs heavy as Dr. Lee begins. I have to tell you the truth about the infection. The lab falls silent, the weight of Dr. Lee's words echoing in the sterile air. Under the stock hum of fluorescent lights, Natalie and James stand in the sterile lab, exhaustion etched deeply into their faces. Before them, the scientist presents a life-altering choice, the weight of which hangs heavy in the air. We have two options, the scientist begins, the bubbling beakers a subtle reminder of the urgency. A treatment tailored specifically for James, the scientist continues, offering a strong chance of recovery. Or, the scientist proposes, we can use the same resources to synthesize a broader spectrum cure, saving potentially hundreds. The scientist concludes with a heavy caveat, but delaying James's treatment significantly.